and this is going to be a homework for you. So people who are in the class already have PuTTY available, right? So if I double click on PuTTY, what I intend to do is I intend to connect to Saraswati intranet. If you're in the class intranet and I load and it says I want to connect to Saraswati, either you can connect through PuTTY or you can also connect through Telnet, right? Telnet to Saraswati, right? One of those two mechanisms to connect to Saraswati. If you are remote, then you use internet, right? And there you need to type coj-inc.serve-http.com if you're remote. If you're in the class, you use the IP address or the host name. If you're remote, you use that DNS entry to connect. The user ID password, this also will become your homework, right? So now you'll be seeing how homeworks get assigned. The user ID password to connect is right here, right? So this is Telnet or SSH using PuTTY, right? And then log on using user ID SD1 ADM and password Saraswati SD1, right? So we need to try this in class so that you can then get a feel of the back end. So people who don't have PuTTY should download PuTTY, and you can download PuTTY from putty.org, PUTTY.org, when you're at home, right? Here you should all have PuTTY available. If not, then you can use Telnet regularly, right? But I would recommend PuTTY because it will be much better sustained connection. So here in the class, I'll just make sure that you guys can quickly connect. Did you start PuTTY? Yeah, right? And you're connected? Yeah. So you can log in. You can use that user ID password, SD1ADM password, Saraswati SD1. You have that. You're connected, right? Did you tell that? Yes. Yes. Load it. Open it up. Open. And then you can use that user ID password. Yes. Enter. Hit enter. Oh, because the session became inactive. Start again. Not to PuTTY. Yes, just put Saraswati there. That's Saraswati. That is if you are remote. In the class, you just put Saraswati. SARS-WATR. SARS-WATR. Go. Open it. Here. So put that user ID password SD1ADM. No, there is SD1. I'll remove this highlight here so you guys can see it well. Right? SD1 is the one you put the password. Pardon me?
Don't go outside the password.
First the user ID, then enter the password. This is the password.
Yeah, I feel the one in front of the password there.
Yeah, that means it's a typo.
SD1ADM.
Yeah, it won't echo it, right? You just type it in.
Okay. Just type it in. Right.
Yes, enter it incorrectly. You're logged in as well, right? Good. Right, so this is the back end of our system. So for people who are remote, most of you should have connected as well. As I told you, you need to use coach-inc.serve-http.com to connect. You can save that profile as well by doing a save. So once you put this coach-inc.serve-http.com, this is a dynamic DNS through which you are connecting from the world outside, from internet. So even when you guys go back home, that's what you need to put in, right? Instead of Saraswati. Saraswati is only going to work when you're in the class. Right? When you do it from home, you have to
Putty.org to
download it. Putty.org, yes.
This isn't the CD, right? How to download the
No.
Putty or to open?
But it's all getting recorded, right? The whole thing, I talk, you talk. The fact that you asked that question is also recorded.
Yeah.
Right, so, okay. coach-inc.serve-http.com, you open it up, and then it's going to, actually, I cannot do it from here. Why? Because I'm in the class, so I need to do the intranet, right, which is connecting to Saraswati, and then SD1 ADM is the user ID. Password is Saraswati SD1, right? And now you're connected, right? Okay. Just trying to make it a little bit. You guys can see it well. Okay, connected, good. So we should be able to see who all are connected. Only a few people are connected. So these three seems to be our IP addresses, right? So this is also our IP address. This is also our IP address. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections, right? 5 of us connected to our backend. And then outside of that, only 2 other people are connected. One from a Comcast network and one from a Rogers network, right? So that means coming from internet, and they're using those ISPs, internet service providers, right? So when the people remote are a little silent, that means they have not done the exercise yet, right? So they have been caught. Okay, so now there's another Comcast connection coming in. That means 3 people remotely are signed in. Okay, so others also need to do it, right? I want to make sure that everyone gets connected to Saraswati, right? So through internet, through intranet, connecting to the backend. When you connect to SD1, you're going through SAP GUI, but you're still going through the same box, right? Which is an SAP server. Okay. This is going to be your homework, so even if you don't do it now, as you have to eventually do it, right? So this machine, Saraswati, right? I gave you an example. SD1 is running on this machine. This I have not given you the details of, right, on how to connect, but I'm showing it to you. This is another machine. It's called Coach KHJ VM Server 1, right? It's a virtual machine, VM server. It's also running Linux. And I'm connecting to it using VNC, right? It's more graphical in nature, right? So I'm connecting directly to the backend console. all of my sessions remain open. That's how you will connect when you do the installation. Right? You'll be doing a full-blown SAP installation later. Right? That's roughly the 6th class. You'll be connecting like this from home. You'll have your own virtual machine empty. You'll be doing a full-blown SAP installation with the database, Oracle database. Right? Okay, so, and the reason I got here was this. I would like to kind of show all of these entities to you so that you can touch and feel them, right? Because once you start touching and feeling them, right, your ability to learn and assimilate the concepts is going to significantly improve. Okay, so let's first look at Saraswati, right? So here, if I want to see if Oracle is running, what do I need to do? What would you do to see if Oracle is running? PS minus EF, right? You want to look at the running processes, PS minus EF, and pipe and grep. Grep is to find, right? Pipe and grep, and you're grepping for Aura, anything which is Oracle related, right? PS minus EF, pipe, grep, Aura. Right, the pipe is this backslash, right? Shift backslash is the pipe symbol. And hit enter, and you will see all of these Oracle shadow processes. That means Oracle is running. Most importantly, if you see PMON, process monitor, and SMON, which is system monitor running. All right. Good, Alan. Yeah, SSH is port 22, secure shell.
PS minus EF, right?
Yes.
Then grep Aura,
Yes.
so it's not found.
PS space minus EF space pipe space grep space Aura, right? Did you do the pipe symbol?
Yeah, I did. I didn't do the space.
So, and again, you know, you will, for people who have not used Oracle, you'll see, not Oracle, who have not used Linux, etc., right, we'll see some challenges initially. But we also have SAP running on Windows, right, so you'll be seeing that flavor as well. Because, as I told you early on, it runs on multiple operating systems, multiple databases. You're able to do this?
I was able to do the PS minus EF, but you said there was a back symbol for grep Aura.
Yeah, this pipe symbol. Pipe is backslash, shift backslash. Yeah, there is no reason, Jack's question, right? Can we connect to the backend using SAP GUI? There's no reason to connect to the backend using SAP GUI, right? SAP GUI has to connect to something which can talk that protocol. Right? So
what is this showing is the PS minus EF?
it's a process overview. It's very similar what you do in a Windows environment when you right click here and say Task Manager. It's Unix's Task Manager.
Oh, so it's showing you what's running on the back.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's the point.
There's a first do the command prompt, then do the type PS space minus PS space, no, yeah, so that we just did PS minus PS command, but that command is not over, you have to do PS minus PS space minus PS, yeah, and then do the type shift backslash, yeah, that is the type space, so that's OR. And it's only going to show you Oracle processing.
Okay.
Scroll up. Again, so now the other thing which I want you people to remember is these are all some of these are prerequisites, some of these are if you find a little difficult, then you need to kind of go back and start doing some homework on your own that, okay, let me learn a little bit about about Unix shell, right, Linux shell. And all of that material is also there in the DVD, right, so you don't have to go outside, right, all of that material is available to you in the DVD itself so that you can look at it there. And then don't forget it for the next class, right? Because I will not tell it again, right? So you need to know that you learned the homework, you memorized those things, you took proper notes next week here, because we cannot start from scratch again, right? So how to connect to SAP GUI, how to connect to Linux, how to connect to Oracle, which you'll be seeing now, right? All of those you need to practice at home. And when I said that this material is available, in your training DVD, if you go to student material, Linux books are there, Red Hat Enterprise Linux documentation is there, right?
So you don't have to training DVD, you go to Yahoo Group.
You registered? Did you register?
The Yahoo don't have it on it.
You're not registered yet, right? For the training, did you register for the training?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but didn't you get the DVD?
I haven't got it yet, though.
Oh, so DVD was not mailed to you?
No, not yet.
Or when did you register?
I say on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So it must be in the mail then.
Okay.
You just, yeah.
All right. Take it back. About a
Yeah.
week.
It should take a few days. Yeah. All right. So what I said was that these books are available, right? In addition, there is a knowledge base folder where, again, a lot of good material is available, and I'd mentioned to you briefly, like if you go to this handouts, right? In this handouts, certain things, like these are SAP transactions, right, we're giving out to you. These are certain Unix commands, right, very common Unix commands, and guess what, the second one itself is PS minus EF. Is being given to you, right, so that you can look at them, VI editor commands. This is Unix editor, right, so those are also been provided to you so that, you can benefit from it. Again, a lot of this is also available on the internet, right? This is just a mechanism for you to look at the details. Okay. So this is telling you that Oracle is running, right? So if I look at this diagram, that this database engine is running, right? The fact that it has in it 2 stacks can be looked at it, right? In Oracle, number one, how do you connect? And you guys don't need to do it now, or you can do it if you want. But more important is see what I'm doing, and then you can do it at home. So I'm connecting as sysdba, right? To SQL Plus. Connecting as sysdba. More important is at this point to look at what I'm doing, especially for people who are new to Unix, new to Oracle. Don't try to copy it, because what will happen there, you will not be able to follow what I'm doing in the class, and neither would you be able to do what you're trying to do. Lose-lose situation, right? So just follow what is being talked about, do it as a homework. So I connect to SQL Plus. It'll help if I type properly. Right, so I'm connected to the SQL engine, right? So I'm connecting to Oracle. If I describe DBA tables, right? This is a table which has got all the tables in it, right? DBA tables is a table which has got all the tables in it. I can describe it. If there are tables which are owned by a specific owner in this case would be the schema owner in Oracle, we can look at all of those, right? So what I can ask for is, show me all the tables, count of the tables by owner, right? So I can say, select owner count star group by owner. Select, my mistake, select owner count star from DBA tables group by owner. I had missed the from tables command earlier. If I do this, it is telling me by different owners, so these are schema owners. And in here you see 2 schemas which are SAP schemas, SAP SR3 which has got 31,000 tables, 31,360 tables, right? So many tables. And SAP SR3 DB which has got 258 tables. Rest are all SAP stuff. Rest is all Oracle's, schema. But these 2 schemas, this one is Java Stack, SAP SR3 DB is Java Stack. SAP SR3 is ABAP Stack. So you're seeing these 2 areas, ABAP and Java. So ABAP is, 31,000 tables. This SAP system is a solution manager system, right? The product of SAP is solution manager.
Hi, Jay.
Yes.
I have a question. What's the difference between the solution manager and the other components of SAP NetWeaver? Is it the same as the SAP Business Suite components?
Yes, Solution Manager is an SAP system which is required to manage other SAP systems, right, to manage the SAP solution. It does not have any business functionality per se, but it's also based upon the NetWeaver stack. But it's got few tables compared to what an ERP system might have. An ERP system would have close to 100,000+ tables, right? So to keep it simple for the training purposes, we learn on Solution Manager. But SAP products are installed in the same way, they behave in the same way because the underlying mechanism is NetWeaver. So from that perspective, we are using Solution Manager, right? So just another SAP product based upon NetWeaver framework used to manage other SAP systems, right? It's like the Active Directory for the Windows environment. Right. Okay. So we saw that. We saw Oracle running. Now we can also look at the ABAP and the Java stack running, right? So if I exit out of this, if I do PS-CF grep SAP and more it, right? So grep SAP and then further more it, I can see all the SAP work processes running, right? So this is MS, a message server, this is EN, an NQ server, this plus work, DW, and you'll learn a little bit more about it. These are those work processes running for SAP, right? All work processes. If it says DWeb Megs here, you saw this acronym earlier during the orientation session. Dialog update, NQ batch, message, gateway, spool. So that means this is ABAP stack, if you see it like this. Remember, SD1, that's the SID, system ID, which we are connecting to. So these are the ABAP work processes. Similarly, and the Java is not running on this machine, that's why I even connected here. If I do PS-EF grep JLaunch, it will show me processes running. These are all Java, right? Wherever you see JLaunch, right? So there are 4 Java processes running here. So I grep for JLaunch for Java, and I grep for SAP for ABAP, right? To kind of show you those different sets of processes running as well. That means you can see that both the stacks are running. If I stop one of the stacks, then you can still operate using the other stack, right? So dual stack means that they're both running, right? And Solution Manager is a dual stack environment. That means it needs both ABAP and Java running together. Okay. There are 3 questions. Let's quickly look at it. After entering the password on Putty, it is hanging and I cannot connect. Yeah, your Putty might have timed out. Putty might have timed out, right? Try again to start. By default, it is always SAP SR3 and SAP SR3DB. You have a choice of changing it. Nobody changes it, right? What is Solution Manager? We briefly told it's an SAP product. OPS $, Again, Vikram, this might get a little complex, so what I would say is look at it online, but OPS dollar is essentially the way you connect. Remember when I connected to Oracle, it didn't ask me for a password, right? I connected SysDBA. I connected because I was logged in as SID-ADM, which is already pre-authenticated. So it was using my Unix authentication or Linux authentication to authenticate me to Oracle as well, right? Oracle didn't ask for a password. That is happening because of OPS dollar, right? To kind of use your operating system credentials to give you access to the database engine. Okay, so that's purpose of listing the processes which is running is so that we know what is running, right? It is the most vital sign of a system, right? To see what's happening, right? When you come into a house, what's the first thing you ask your kids or wife, right? What's happening, right? So you want to know what's going on. Same thing, right? What's the system running, so that then I can figure out, is it running what I expect it to run, right? And also to be able to audit things effectively. Okay. So I've shown those to you, and then obviously you have connected through SAP GUI, so you know what that means. Jack, don't use chat session, use Q&A session, please. Right? Otherwise I have to respond to each chat window. Thanks. And this unit 2 is going to be a homework for you, right? This is just navigating through SAP GUI, right? So you will read this unit. It's navigating through SAP GUI. It's not difficult, so I don't want to expend the time on how do you navigate through SAP GUI. Few things which I will mention is the following. Few things which I will mention are the following. So let us all connect to SAP GUI. If you have disconnected or timed out or anything, let's connect back. Shishya, welcome. Okay. And as I told you, everything in SAP is a transaction. Right? Is a transaction. So we are connected here, right? We will look at few things. Everyone connected here to SAP GUI? Everyone remotely also connected to SAP GUI? Good. And I can see who all is connected by doing a T code, right? What was that T code? Who remembers that T code from, or transaction code from not last week, from the orientation session?
Also PS minus F.
No, PS minus F is a Linux command, right? Okay, some responses from SMO4, correct, Alan. So it was SMO4, Srinivas is also right, AL08. These two mechanisms to figure out who's connected, right? So these two T codes. right? And how do you do the T code? It's /n on the top, right? You enter the T codes here, /n SM04. So everyone has to do this. /n SM04. Okay. /n SM04 and hit enter, and you will see who all is connected, right? So these are all the people who are connected. So these are all the people who are connected, right? So some are using their own IDs, like I'm using it, Alan is using it. I would want everyone to use their own IDs, and what we're going to do is, for people who do not have their own IDs, we're going to actually create a user ID so that you get familiar with it, right? And then also get familiar with the use of SAP GUI, right? So we'll go ahead and create a user ID, and the transaction to create a user ID is SU01, system user 01. Okay. So we're going to do /n SU01, right? And give me a second here. I need to see. Okay. So I'm going to, once you are in this transaction, right, pay attention, /n SU01, hit enter, right, you're in this transaction. I'm going to create a user ID, last name and first initial of first name. So I'm saying Dhingra A03. You won't have to do 03, I just have got too many IDs there, right? So pick up your last name, first initial of first name, right? That's the user ID we're going to create. And then this is the toolbar. We're going to click on create, and it's going to, okay? And you're going to click on create. It's going to take you to the next screen, which has got multiple tabs in it.
Ravi Sanka
has left the conference.
Username already exists.
Yeah, what did you put?
Ahmed S. Ahmed S.
Yeah, because probably there's a lot of Ahmeds who have attended training. So use two initials, right? Maybe use first two letters of your initial. So that means somebody else had the same first initial as S. Right? So now, wherever you see this little icon like a check mark, that means it's mandatory field, right? So to create this user ID, you need to give the last name. So you will give your last name. Anything else, it's optional, right? So I'm just going to put my first name as well, right? And then go to log on data, Here, you can give the user type, the type of the user you want. You okay? Back there?
Yeah.
Type of the user you want, right? A dialogue user is an interactive user. That means who would have a dialogue with the system, like Shishya itself. System user is a system user, cannot ever log into the system through a graphical interface. Can only log in through a backend, right? Right? Through a remote function call. Communication user is the same way. Reference user is also a reference user. That means you are only ever going to copy from it. You will never log on to it, right? So you can create a reference user saying that this is a reference user to be created for the Australian business, right? That means any Australian user you want to create, you just copy from it, right? Gives the same security profile, same kind of, address, so on and so forth, right? Then service user is a mix of dialogue and system. It can be used to connect interactively, and like the system user, it can be used in the back end. Since system user does not do interactive login, system user does not have the same password restriction. That means passwords don't expire, right? Because password expiration can only be meaningful if it's an interactive user. That means you're going to prompt them after 60 days, 30 days, 90 days, right, to change your password, right? A service user is like dialogue in a sense that it's interactive, like system in a sense that the password never expires. And when you log in for the first time, you're not asked to change the password. So Shishya is actually a service user. Right? That's why the password is welcome. All of you use it, still remains welcome, never expires, right? But now what you're going to create is a dialogue, right? And give it the initial password. So make it the initial password initpass, INITPASS, INITPASS. Repeat. So when you log in for the first time using this user, it will ask you to change it. You can give it a user group, give it a validity period, make it valid for 3 months from now. So go till, actually make it 4 months, go till May 31st, 2014. Okay. Go to the defaults tab, change the decimal notation to US notation, change the date format to US format, right?
Check. You go back to that load container.
What about it?
Invalid